What's up? Thank you so much for joining me, Kaniki, here on Chick with Opinions. Let's get down to business. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you. Today, I wanted to talk about love, amore, ame, and for you Spanish speakers, amor. Is that how you say it? Don't shoot me. All right. Anyhow, let's talk about love. I mean, this has been going on since God made Adam and Eve, this whole love situation. And so I just wanted to take a deep dive, maybe not even a deep dive, just scratch the surface a little bit about love and really communication between people that are in love. And so, they say women are from Venus, men are from Mars. And it really goes back to the communication style, right? People in general have different ways of communicating, and men and women have different ways of communicating. And I think it's really important to know your partner's communication, way of communication or love language. So Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book about love languages back in 1992. And basically what I've gleaned from my understanding of the book, because I didn't really read it, but I've heard so much about it, that there are 5 different love languages. The first is acts of service. Then we have gift giving. Third is physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. So I think it's really important to first know your love language. So acts of service. Acts of service is, to me, because this is my personal love language, is I don't want to hear how much you love me. I don't want to, you to just all these sweet nothings. I want to see it. One of the things I firmly believe is actions speak louder than words. So acts of service definitely speaks to my heart. I want to be able, and the reason I'm saying I is because this is my love language. And this is and I'm single. So anybody who's listening to this, acts of service. Okay. So acts of service to me is me not having to ask somebody to take out the trash. The trash gets taken out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to do that. Or maybe, coming home and a meal is cooked. I don't have to cook the meal, or just simple things like that to lighten the load for the person that you are sharing your life with, so that they, making it easier for them. Acts of service. What can I do to help you? What can I do to serve you? You know what? Acts of service, that's a very humbling, somewhat position to be in, because you're there to please that other person and really just to make their situation, their life better. So acts of service, that's the first love language. I think that's the best love language in this chick's opinion. Okay. The second one is gift giving. Great. I love a good gift too. But gift giving is more of, let me show you how much I adore you. For instance, if, your mate happens to mention a sweater they saw in a department store or online, and you just happen to bring buy that sweater and give it to them as a gift. Gift giving. It's a very, hands-on, I feel very transactional, but some people really like to be adorned and flowered with gifts, whether it's flowers, whether it's jewelry, whether it's just simple things. Gift giving is a love language, and you have to know what your partner's love language is. The third one is physical touch. We all know what that is. I find that a lot of men, now I'm not saying women don't, but I find that a lot of men like physical touch, because I think physical touch to them is synonymous with sex. And it can be, so physical touch, but it could be simple as holding your partner's hand, just rubbing them on the back of their neck, whatever they feel is showing them affection, showing them love. Physical touch, that's a very sensual love language. It could be, one of the things, and men, for you, if your love language is physical touch and maybe your partner's love language is physical touch, it's not necessarily the act of sex, but go and rub a shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Give a shoulder massage without wanting anything in return. And likewise for women, give her a shoulder massage or a foot rub. Oh my God, a leg rub. Let me tell you this. There is almost nothing better than when you go get your feet done and that person gives you that deep tissue leg rub. It's almost orgasmic. Really. So physical touch, it's more than just the physical act of having sex. It's all the things that lead up to it and all the things that lead up to it. So go ahead and explore physical touch. Quality time. I think this is my second one. I don't need a lot of time with someone, but quality time. Time spent with the person. You get to know people when you spend time with people. That's one thing I've always believed in. You make time for things that are important in your life. If your love language is quality time and that individual is not spending quality time with you, you may want to address that and let them know that that's what you need in the relationship in order for it to prosper and to grow and be more intimate. Quality time, you can't beat quality time. I think that might be my second language, my second love language. And then the fifth one is words of affirmation. And this is what I struggle with because I'm not the kind of person that needs a that-a-boy. It's difficult for me to do the words of, oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, that was so sweet. And some people need that. Some people need words of affirmation. Some people need you to tell them, oh, babe, you look beautiful. Oh, babe, that looks good on you. Oh my gosh, this is a great meal. Is this a new recipe? Some people need that. And so what I'm here today is to basically tell you, first of all, know your love language. Know what makes you tick. Know what gets the engines running, So know your love language. And then know your partner's love language. That is so essential. Oftentimes we feel, because we like physical touch, then my partner likes physical touch. And your partner could very well like physical touch, but that may not be their dominant love language. One of the things that will drive a wedge in a relationship is to input your love language on your partners when that's not what they need in the relationship. We have to listen to our partners. We have to know what their love language, and we have to love them how they want to be loved. That's a key point in a relationship. If you don't take anything else out of this conversation, take this. You have to love people how they receive love. Just because you receive love one way doesn't dictate that they receive love in that same way. So, like I said, my thing is not words of affirmation, but if I have a partner who runs off of that, then I need to change the way I show love and change it to the words of affirmation, because then they're going to receive love and it's going to make the relationship a lot better. If you're giving people love the way that they understand it, it's going to make a better relationship. If your person likes gift giving, I'm not saying go out and bleed the bank on buying gifts, but see what makes them tick. See, it's sometimes the small stuff that can go a long way. So learn your partner's love language, know your love language, learn your partner's love language, and talk about it. Talk about it. People assume that because you're in a relationship, and let's say you've been in a relationship a couple of years, or you've been in a relationship for a while, and you assume that you know that person's love language. That's not necessarily the case. You need to sit down and communicate Venus, Mars, 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 Venus, Venus. You need to sit and communicate what your love language is, what makes you tick, what makes your heart flutter, and then act upon it. Act upon it. So communication, communicating people's love language is really important. It's really important because it makes people feel special. It makes people feel seen and heard in their relationship. So my challenge in this season of Valentine, in this season of love, learn your partner's love language and express love to them in the language that they can receive it. That's this chick's opinion. Thank you so much for joining in. Next week, we're going to be celebrating Mardi Gras with a brunch with Bestie. Tune in next week. Thank you so much. This is Kaniki, Chick with Opinions. It's not an attitude. It's a movement. Peace.